Hey guys, this is Elizabeth Riva. Today I wanted to talk about 3 different values that you can find in Hawaii. So I wanted you to learn a little bit more about them. Stick around. So the first value that I would like to talk about is going to be your tax assessed value. This one is supposed to match market value. However, in Hawaii, our market moves so fast that it's really hard for it to catch up. So what you're going to be finding is a lot of properties, the tax assessed value is less than the market value. Your tax assessed value, of course, is the amount that you're going to be paying taxes on. And we're going to be doing an example so you can see what I'm referring to. We have this property in Palolo that the listing price was $815 and it sold for $850,000 in only 13 days on the market. So what we can see here, if we scroll down, we're going to see that the tax assessed value on the property was only $674,000. So this is the tax assessed value. However, it does not really match market value. Let's do another example here. Let's pick this property. Oh, another property in Palolo. This one needed major repairs and it sold for $825,000 in only 9 days. So let's see what the tax assessed value is. We can see that the total tax assessed value on the property was only $664,000. So the second value is going to be the appraisal value. An appraisal value pretty much means that an appraiser is going to go to the property and is going to look at everything that you have done, all the upgrades, and also the comparables, what have sold around the area, around the neighborhood. Now, keep in mind though that sometimes it does not really match the market value. Why? Because an appraiser is going to go back 6 months, and if a market is going up, 6 months till today can be such a big difference on prices. So this is why, like for example, when I represent the seller, I always like to meet the appraiser in person and show him, hey, this is why I came up with this price. Keep in mind, I even got multiple offers, so the market is going up. I also show the market stats and show him that, hey, this is why we came up with this price. Keep in mind that appraisals are not realtors, right? So they're not too familiar with the market. This is why it's key that you team up with a good agent that is going to be having your back as a buyer and as a seller. So that's pretty much what it means, an appraisal value. The third one is going to be market value. Market value is, of course, how much is a buyer is willing to pay for a property. And same thing as an appraiser, we're going to be looking at the comparables. We are going to be looking at what have been selling around the area. And the most important thing is I always like to call the agents as well. And I always like to check, hey, how come this one sold so cheap comparing to these other ones? Sometimes you'll be surprised on the things that we find. Like for example, one time I called and then I realized that one unit had sold super cheap. Why? Because somebody got murdered in the unit. So this is why it's so cheaper. Because believe it or not, in Hawaii, that's a material fact that we have to disclose, and sometimes it does affect the value of the property. So this is why, it's important that you again team up with an agent that can show you the comparables, can do a CMA for you. And we're going to be doing a video about a CMA as well. So you know how we can come up with the value on a property, because you're going to be using that CMA as a seller, of course, to know how much you're going to be pricing your property, and then as a buyer too, so you know how much you should be paying for the property. And again, try to have the appraisal match that value, especially if you're doing a loan. So I like to always, set myself up for success, and I always meet with the appraiser and show to them why are we coming up with the value. So just to recap, there's 3 values, right? Your tax assessed value, which is how much you're going to be paying taxes, property taxes on. Second one is appraiser value, which is how much the appraiser says the property is worth. And number 3 is market value, which is how much is a buyer is willing to pay for the property. So yeah, those are those values you can find. Feel free to leave any comments here. Feel free to let us know what kind of topics you would like to see. If you have any questions, don't forget also to subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Let me know if there's anything that I can be of assistance. Again, my name is Elizabeth Riva. I'm a realtor with locations. Thank you so much and stick around. Bye.